to go to Stephanie Stein from Baltimore County. So Stephanie is actually very similar to Alexia in the sense of kind of really came on strong in our program in the virtual movement, and we're glad that she's with us. She's done a number of speeches and very active in becoming an athlete leader and a mentor to many athletes. And so I'm going to stop sharing the picture and hand this over to Stephanie.
As you get older, you become more comfortable in your skin and comfortable in saying no to things. I've also learned that saying no is just as valuable as saying yes. It's something that I think comes with age and really having a sense of your self-worth. And then you make choices based on that. Meghan Markle. I want to share my experience from middle school to my church group on how I was bullied and how I grew up from it. All my life, I was in special education from White Oak Elementary, Ridgely Middle School, and Towson High School. When I got to middle school, that's where the bullying started for me. I was there from 6th to 8th grade. The kids picked on me so much in junior high just because I was labeled as different. I had no one to stand up for me. They called me names such as SPED, short for special education, and the R word, etc. I was also in the youth program at my church from 6th to 12th grade. Even in my church group, I was picked on, teased, and made fun of, especially by the pastor's twin sons, who I'm now friends with. In my youth program, even though I was picked on, I kept going back, didn't give up. One person who was in my church group found out one of my nicknames they called me in middle school. The person called me that. I asked him to stop. He didn't. I was hoping that would be the one place I wouldn't have to hear that nickname. I felt like going to church in my youth program was a way for me to escape the name calling, especially the nickname one person found out. The reason I didn't stop going to church in my youth program was I knew eventually everyone would be nice to me, and they were. Everyone in my church group was more nice to me during high school years. And of course, everyone was maturing at a different pace then. Even the pastor's twin sons were nice to me, and we became friends. When I got to high school, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. Even though I was in the same program, I made friends. No one picked on me. I enjoyed it. Also, when I turned 17, I went for my learner's permit, got it on my 8th try. My youth group friends teased me for that. I didn't let that bother me because I knew I would get my license eventually, and I did. When I found out the pastor and his family were leaving our church, I was nice and gave them a surprise going away party. I was even invited to their birthday party as well. In January 1999, I started working at Oakcrest. I worked at the care center first until 2007. Then I saw opening over Windows Kitchen, prep cook. I applied for it, got offered the job, started there February 2008 in Windows Kitchen. During my years as a prep cook, I worked with 2 ladies who were a prep cook. They picked on me for everything I did wrong or didn't do. At one point, I was even afraid of just the 2 ladies I worked with, and I was also afraid of going to work because of them. At one point, my boss told me to write everything down on paper, to give it to him. That happened that day. I did. He gave it to Human Resources. They got involved. They put the one lady on a 90-day probation and documented the other one. With the way they would treat me, I would even cry at night. Eventually, the one lady put her 2 weeks in. I was happy. Eventually, the other prep cook went over into another kitchen. Moral of the story is just be nice. It's just that plain and simple. That's how my late mom, Martha, raised me. Back in February, I taught a class on bullying and cyberbullying for Special Olympics, which was much needed. I went over the curricular with everyone during the class, and everyone participated very well. I was known as Miss Stephanie, the teacher. Now that I'm in Special Olympics, it is my goal to make sure my friends are protected from bullying and cyberbullying as well. I want to be their advocate because I was bullied when I was growing up. I knew in the end there would be a light at the end of the tunnel. Sure enough, there was. And there will be a light at the end of the tunnel from my friends in Special Olympics. As long as I'm around, nothing will happen to them on my watch.